For my personal fun journey was I first started out um, feeling a lump in my neck that was fairly large. My necklace was tight, so it had grown a lot. I ignored it because I thought it was just a knot from carrying my son, carrying heavy equipment, laptops, stuff like that on that side. And once it became painful is when I actually went into the doctor to have it checked out. I went to my primary care person first. She did blood work and basic stuff like that, and then said, I'll let you know in a week. A week came, I didn't hear anything. I called the primary care and they said, oh, she went on vacation. So another doctor looked at it and he called me back a few hours later and just said, well, hey, you got Hodgkins lymphoma. Pretty sure of it. So, or some sort of cancer related problem. And so he had me sign up quickly for a biopsy. And I went in for the biopsy. They poked it and they put what they needed. And then I was told a couple days later that it was that. He did also, I was very thankful for him, even though he was not the doctor I saw. He had booked me with some doctors at our University of Minnesota. It was actually the only oncologist that could get me in within a 2-month time span. Everything else was booked out. I started, that was September is when it was, or October 30th is when I was diagnosed. And I was in with our oncologist, with my oncologist 2 weeks later. And from that, it was hit the ground running. I, with my oncologist's help in deciding, I did become part of a trial study to get rid of one of the chemo drugs. There was a chemo drug that likes to attack your lungs. And if you take it, it'll make you stop breathing, which is bad. Unfortunately, I was given that drug. So I had treatment every 2 weeks for a couple hours. It didn't take very long for those 4 chemo drugs to go in. But treatment number 4 or 5, 4 I think it was, the bad drug took its effect on me and made it so I couldn't breathe while walking upstairs. So they pulled that drug from me and watched me very closely. I continued to be on oxygen when needed. I had oxygen tanks at home. I didn't use them very much because clearly I didn't like feeling sick and it made me feel sick. So I just didn't do it, but I battled through it. But I did use it when needed. And then I continued with the 3 other chemo drugs until for 6 months. I had 12 treatments, so every 2 weeks it was a treatment. And then once it was done, I've had blood work every 3 months. I get blood work, and on the 6-month marks, I've actually got CT scans. But I just finished up my last blood work 2 weeks ago, and they said I will no longer be needing CT scans. So now every 3 months, I still continue to go for blood work because of the drug results on me, or how the drug affected me, and also because of the study. I know normally you go for tests every month at first, and then it's every 3 months, and then it's every 6 months, and then you're done. And it's yearly after 2 years. But I have been now every 6 months or 3 months, depending on if it's blood work or CT, for the last 3 years. Now I just do blood work.